Hello guys, my name is Aryan, and today in this video activity I'll explain to you about shift in demand. A shift in demand is any movement on demand curve itself due to factors other than price. Firstly, a decrease in demand will shift the curve to the left, and increase in demand will shift the curve to the right. Now there are various factors why it happens. First is income. Normal goods is basically higher income causes increase in demand. So let's say your income increases, so you tend to go to restaurants more often. This will shift the restaurant demand curve to the right. Inferior goods is basically higher income causes decrease in demand. So let's say your income rises, you tend to buy cheaper cars less. So this will decrease the demand of cheaper cars, thus shifting the curve to the left. The second is preferences. Let's say teen fashion magazines show a lot of models wearing bell-bottom jeans. This will simply create an urge in the teenagers to buy the bell-bottom jeans, which increases the demand, which thus shifts the demand curve to the right. Demand shifter 3 is basically price of related goods. There are two types of goods, complementary and substitute. Complementary goods, basically the goods that are dependent on each other. Let's say cereals and milk. Let's say the price of milk increases, people will tend to buy less of milk, and therefore people will tend to buy less of cereals because without milk you can't eat cereals. Next is substitute goods, goods that replace each other. So if a price of one good increases, people will shift to the other good and buy that more. Let's say tuna or salmon. Let's say the price of tuna increases. So people will tend to buy salmon more, therefore increasing the demand curve of a salmon and shifting it to the right. The fourth is expectations. So like expectation is basically when to buy the good. Let's say a future prices are rising or lowering for a particular item, so you'll buy it or not buy it. For example, you go to gas station, you see the prices of gas are higher, and this is temporary. So you will not buy the gas that day. So the demand curve will shift to the left for that particular day. Let's say the next day you go, the prices are lower, and this is also temporary. So you'll buy the gas that day, and the demand curve for that day for gas will shift to the right because you bought the gas. The fifth demand shifter is congestion and network effects. Congestion effects is basically when a good becomes less valuable because other people use it. For example, you take a road, but a lot of people have taken that road, creating traffic. So you will not take that road. So the demand for you taking that road has decreased, therefore shifting the curve to the left. Network effect is basically when people use it, so you also want to use it, thus increasing your demand. For example, social media. The sixth and the final type is number and types of buyers. Let's say number of buyers increase. So this will increase the number of individual curves, therefore increasing the market demand. And the types of buyers, basically, let's say the preferences of two generations are different. This will either increase or decrease the demand curve. Now, for taking a real life example, it's based on Thailand. As the price of pork rises, people are turning to crocodile meat. So basically, these two items over here are substitute goods. So as the price of pork has risen, people tend to buy less of that good, and people tend to buy more of the crocodile meat because it is cheaper. So this is an example of substitute good from the meat market in Thailand. And these are the references I've taken for the presentation I've prepared. Thank you, and I hope you have understood what I was trying to explain.